What's up, YouTube? Alright, today's the day we're gonna start to put back on, reassemble the subframe and steering rack, clean up the steering rack and clean up the whole bay, delete lots of stuff. So I'm gonna bore you guys with putting back on the subframe. So alright, just like that, the subframe is on and the sway bar is on. Don't worry about the power steering for now, that'll be taken off soon. But now we're gonna start to remove lots of the stuff out of the bay, like this and this, so we can get behind there and clean there and delete a lot of the wires that I don't need. So I'm also gonna be pulling off the front end, but that probably won't happen in this video. But yeah, we're gonna try and work this whole bay so it looks really clean, peel off all the insulation, and yeah, so let's get started. Right, so I got pretty far with this. Removed the entire windshield washer fluid assembly, AC pump and all that stuff, and even removed the condenser. The radiator was long gone. Stripped off all of the, I guess, insulation off the wall. Taking off the brake booster right now so I can get to the rest. And I have to replace that clutch master cylinder because that was bad too. And I also got the one off the Evo, so upgraded one for the Evo. So that should be good for a nice swap. Yeah, so we're gonna take off this brake booster and come back. Right, so that's all done. I'm starting to peel off this little, I guess, rubberized coating that was on this area. And I guess it's, you know, to keep the battery from shorting out or whatever. But under it is like completely horrible. Like, all this rubberized coating did was hold moisture and rust the whole, well, rust this half of the chassis. The rest of the chassis is fine. And like, it just feels wet and nasty, so that's not doing any justice. Now I'm gonna have to clean this down, sand it down, and paint it. A bit harder than the rest of the car, so alright, I'm gonna peel the rest up and try and see if we can put this car down. It's a lot easier to work with it down. Alright guys, next day here, we're gonna start the bay shaving process now. So we're going to be cutting off all the things that we don't need in this engine bay, like this power steering bracket, maybe this little hose, clamp, whatever. You know, stuff like this we won't be using, and a lot of the bolts off of the back wall. Once we get those cut off, we're gonna start sanding and filling in a lot of those holes that we have. We have a lot of holes that we don't need. So those that we do need, we're going to be obviously regrommeting, if that's a word. But get new grommets for some of these plugs, and majority we're gonna be filling up, so a lot of them. So let's get started. majority of it has been sanded down and shaved, and it looks pretty nice, honestly. I'm gonna leave some of these holes open because I don't know yet where I'm gonna pass the intercooler piping through. So I'll leave this open for now. Now we're going to start to fill up those holes in the engine bay. So we're going to have a collection of these hole punches and stuff over the years of just cutting holes and shit. So just trying to figure out which sizes or, you know, size holes I should use and whatnot. We're going to be basically using these hole punches, cutting out metal out of 16 gauge. Is it 16 gauge or whatever steel I use for the flooring in there, and basically going to be filling them in. So I can already see this hole and that hole in the corner over there I can't fill because this area fills up with water and it needs to be drained out. So it's a stupid design on Porsche, but they wanted the whole long hood look, so gotta take sacrifices. Legit, right here is where the passenger feet well is, and vice versa is where your gas and brake pedal, clutch pedal is. So those three spots need to be left open, but I shrunk them down more towards the wall so they don't stick out as much. So I'm gonna start to figure out how many of these we need and fill in a couple of, you know, weld in the rest of these spots and whatnot. So let's get started. No more holes in the bay. I'm gonna follow up with a nice coat of Bondo and sand down a lot of these spots. But first, we're gonna get a pressure wash with my good friend Eric. Alright, we out here with my boy Eric from Executive Detailing. He does the whole works, basically the whole works. Engine bay, exterior, interior too?
Yes, sir.
Oh shit, see, this guy's got a one-man shop, stop and shop right here, bro. Alright, so I'll leave his information in the description below. It's Instagram and Facebook. You know, hit him up if you guys live in the New York City area. You know, work something out. proper wash. You know, since August, since I had it, never washed it. Don't know the last time the previous owner washed it. But you know, it wasn't really a top priority. Seeing it clean like this is just amazing. Just amazing. Look at that engine bay. I didn't even know it could be that way. Alright guys, the car looks amazing. Got a lot of the gunk out. A lot of this stuff, I don't think this is gonna come off. You can see it's a part of the paint. When you try to pressure wash it, it's like chipping off. So I'm just gonna spray filler primer and whatnot over it. Cover it up, sand it down and prime it up. And I gotta figure out this rust spot right here. Sheesh, man, this car looks good. Yeah, leave it open, let all the water evaporate now. Alright guys, engine bay is clean, out enough. All the holes are filled, except for the necessary ones. So, the next video we're gonna be, sheesh, it's windy as hell out here. So for the next video we're gonna be filling up most of the holes with Bondo and filling up a lot of these holes down here with Bondo, so it gives it like that nice smooth glass finish. And yeah, basically finish up the engine bay so I can be able to take the next engine. So hit the comment, rate, and subscribe. Forget, no, it's not modified.